a little bit of backstory, because I told you about the mountain lion. It was this time of year, 4.5 years, or 5 years ago, exactly. I had 3 dogs, and I had them on GPS collars, and they were going, and they were going to the mountain lion kill sites, and they were bringing back deer bones, which is near my new house, sort of down the road. Anyway, one day, 2 of them left, 1 of them came back.
Ooh.
And it was snowy just like this. The springtime is usually really bad because the mountain lions don't have any deer to eat yet. There's basically nothing really, like the little deer, which are really easy, and they're about to have kittens, so like springtime's always a difficult time, and I made a huge mistake by letting the dogs roam. Anyway, then 2 years later, that same dog and I ran into 3 mountain lions together about a mile from my current house, and she was terrified, like PTSD. And she's a Karelian bear dog, so she's a large game Russian hunting dog.
Is that your password?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're
Okay.
and I had a previous one, and he was not afraid of mountain lions or bears or moose or basically any, or 5 coyotes even. He would just, but anyway, so that's when I was like certain that she must have seen the whole thing, because they were always out together. So anyway.
Did you ever find any traces of your dog?
No, but I found 3 deer that had been killed in the place where the GPS signal was lost.
Oh.
So clearly it was like a thing.
Wait, what happened to the GPS?
I don't know. Battery died. Didn't only last for 24
Eaten by
hours.
stomach acid or something?
Well, basically it was, I don't know. It was probably just a dead battery. So
okay.
So,
horrifying.
Because I did go a day later and I took a gun with me, but no luck. Anyway, so we have 3 dogs. We're in a really mountain lion rich place, and I had told my partner, I said, we shouldn't let the dogs out unless they're all together in the evenings, because there's clearly a mountain lion problem. But if there's 3 of them, maybe, we'll know at least quickly if something happens. Well, this dog, one dog, he's half Chow and half Karelian bear dog, because the Karelian bear dog is his mom. Anyway, he was having GI distress, like bad gas, and he ended up pooping 5 times and vomiting 4 times that night in the house after we brought him back in after the mountain lion attack. But anyway, we put him out.
Do you think he ate something bad, or?
I think he chewed on too many bones. It seemed like he had like a blockage.
Oh.
And then that made it through and everything made it through.
Oh.
But anyway, so the way this went was we're in bed, and all the lights are off, though I had planned to bring him back in, and all of a sudden I hear the growl, crashing of rocks, and him sort of trying to bark through his muffledness because it has his throat. So I know exactly what it is, and I just get up and I'm like, it's a lion. And I go running down the stairs, and I call the other dog, his mom, and I'm like, come on, we gotta go. So we go outside, and there's no moon, and there's no lights, obviously, so it's like pitch black. And so I'm like, Caroline, and I can hear them falling down the rocks into the flat spot by our old outhouse. And I ask Caroline, I'm like, get the lights. She gets the lights, and the mountain lion is like, on top of the dog. Like this. He's got the dog by the throat. He's got one hand on his head and one hand on his chest, and he's up like this. He, she, it, they. And I call my other dog Bullet out, his mom, and she sees it's a mountain lion, and she says no way.
Oh, even though it was her own child
and she
dog.
turns and comes behind me. I'm naked.
That was the part that was especially entertaining. Yes, you told me that. Because you just ran out. Like
ran straight out like that. And so I'm just like, I don't know if his throat's being torn out right now. I don't know what the exact situation is, but I know, like, I don't really want to waste any time. So I go running over the mountain lion. Like I said, the mountain lion is like this. Okay? So I
And
jump
not paying
on-
attention to you at all.
So I jump. No.
No, just
And I know,
No.
you know, I've heard a million people with mountain lions. They're like, oh, we were hitting it and it didn't do anything. And I mean, the basic behavioral reality is they just think it's the prey kicking them. So hitting them only enforces them to hold tighter.
Oh.
Because they can't tell the difference between the prey's foot and they don't really know, you know?
And they're probably all adrenalized too with the
They're
kill.
all
Yeah.
kill at that point. So I come over the mountain, I jump on top of the mountain lion, I'm naked, I grab its front left arm, which is like as big as my cat. I mean, the cat wasn't that big. I would say 100 to 120 pounds at the most, which is
Not that big.
not huge,
Yeah.
right?
It's a little bit bigger than Olive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the forearms were like this big. Like I couldn't get my hand really around it. And it was rock hard. Like the hardest muscle I've ever felt. And I've done jiu-jitsu, I played college football, I wrestled for 13 years. Like I grabbed this thing's arm and I was like, oh.
It's interesting too because they don't like spring from that. I wouldn't think it would be that strong.
They grab.
Yeah. Oh, they grab.
They grab everything with their claws. They climb with all their claws.
Oh, yeah, I
I mean,
guess
they're
that's
basically rock climbers with claws. They're-
Yeah.
So, and then I put the other arm underneath the neck. So I'm like this. The cat's head's like right here on my dog. And I go like, and I just pull up as hard as I can. At that point, the cat just goes perfectly limp. Goes right out from under me. Just like, boom. So
And
I turn
just
around.
bolted. It bolted.
Bolted
Bolted,
underneath your
just
legs.
like instantly underneath my legs, like a cat. You know, they're just like so. And I think at that point it had decided it wasn't worth it. With there was 2 more dogs. I turned as fast as I could just to see it like. Basically, it jumped backwards probably 6-8 feet, and then the second it hit the ground, it jumped about 30 feet down. It just was like it went over 2 stone terraces and just went gone.
Wow.
And your dog was fine.
He had at the time all we could see was lots of saliva on his throat. And he had no obvious like pain or
No
anything.
blood.
Nothing. He ended up with a puncture wound like right here above his eye. Like he's got a very thick skull. He was very tough.
Probably from the claw.
Claw or a tooth maybe.
Yeah.
There was like I don't know which one it was, but he had like a big solid, and it just scabbed,
It was fine.
and he was fine. His mom though was she has been nervous for a week for sure, but that night like she wouldn't sleep at all. She had to sleep on our bed, and she hates me in bed with anyone, and she was in bed with us. But I've been checking every time it snows, and I haven't seen any tracks, so I don't know if it's coming back.